Okay, let's go for takedown. Action. Okay, that's action.
Welcome to our final but jam-packed edition of Edinburgh Fest Live. Yay! I'm your host, Samantha Baines. Over the Fringe, we've brought you hundreds of performers performing on this very stage, interviewed by a wonderful host like me. And we've had a wonderful week here at the largest arts festival in the world, the Edinburgh Festival. We're coming to you live from Newtown Theatre on George Street with our live studio audience. And if you've missed out on all the hours of entertainment, don't worry, because you can head over to YouTube and just search SBC Edinburgh Fest Live. Now, before we kick off today's show, which is a very special one, I've got a little question for you. Oh yeah, we love a bit of trivia here, don't we? So today's question is, which Scottish export is worth the most to the Scottish economy? Is it A, whiskey, B, beef, C, energy, or D, tourism? Which Scottish export is worth the most to the Scottish economy? A, whiskey, B, beef, C, energy, or D, tourism? If you think you know the answer, you can tweet us at edfest_live, or you can head over to our website, sbctv.co.uk. Now, we've got it all coming up for you. We've got some cabaret, we've got some music, we've got some comedy, and we've, of course, got the lady very close to my heart, our special cook, Harry Merry. But first of all, let's welcome our first guest. It's Andy Stedman.
Good morning, afternoon, evening. It's lovely to be here. I'm very excited at the moment because in just under 4 weeks, I'm going to be a dad for the first time. It hasn't really sunk in, to be honest. But one thing I'm particularly excited about is what the baby's going to look like. Preferably not my best mate, Raj. It's terrible, isn't it? But I've been going to antenatal classes quite a lot to learn what sort of thing makes a good dad. And one of the things, because pregnancy is really very difficult, it's quite hard, as a lot of people know, and not just for the father. And one of the things they tell you is every day try and make the mother-to-be seem happy, make her feel loved and special. So they tell you to give her a compliment every day. So this was last night's compliment. I said, my darling, you look wonderful tonight. Nah, she wasn't impressed either. She said, what do you mean? Tonight. 1 month after we found out we were going to have a baby, it was Valentine's Day, and so I thought I'd buy something extra special. So I bought her a massive Valentine's card with a huge heart on the front. Her face lit up when she saw it, but when she opened it, her face fell. You know, sir, that sort of face when you know you're in trouble, yeah? I only got her name slightly wrong. You look at me with massive disgust there in the front row. It's only a joke, right? This is comedy. Yeah, I didn't get her a card. Come on, guys. No, I'm just messing about. And have you guys seen that sitcom, How I Met Your Mother? Well, there was a sitcom called How I Met Your Mother, and I thought it'd be quite nice to write a little song for my unborn baby to explain how I met the mother, so one day he can understand exactly how it happened. And she is way out of my league, according to all my friends, and they tell me I'm punching above my weight, which I think is quite harsh, to be honest. She's not that heavy. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's 8 months pregnant. Come on, we're about the same now. But so I've written a lovely little song to explain how to get a lady way out of your league to get engaged to you and be the mother of your child. I was working in computers for a small IT firm when I met you. I added, followed, liked, requested you as a friend. I checked you out on LinkedIn too, bit keen. But 2 weeks later on, you'd ignored all my requests. I felt so blue. So I've decided to be maverick, daring, cool and unique. And this is what I'm going to do. grow a beard. That's what ugly blokes do when they cannot get a girlfriend. Grow a beard. It's especially effective if you're specky or you're weird. You could be a ginger, you could be a geek, but like all those other hipsters, be identically unique. Don't you want me, baby? Now I've grown a beard. Don't you want me, baby? Now my real face has disappeared. And that's how I got the girl, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm very smug at the moment. I've got the girl, I've got the bit. So that's a magnificent beard over there, by the way, mate. That is wonderful. That's like Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. This is a knife. That's a bonnet beard. Anyway, so you might not be so pleased, though, because I don't know if you've read in the news recently that apparently, according to scientific research, there are more poo particles in the average beard, sorry, sir, than in a baby's nappy. So I think it's just clickbait. I don't think it's actually true, but my fiancée thinks it's hilarious. So she's got a new nickname for me, from which I'm to be known as, until further notice, Vladimir. Vladimir Putin? It's a shit joke. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Andy Stedman. Thank you very much for listening. Cheers.
Andy Stedman. Take a seat. Grab a mic. Thanks for coming on the show, Andy.
Thanks, Sam.
Now, so how would you describe your show? We've seen a snippet there, but for people who haven't seen it yet.
It's about me being a dad in just under 4 weeks' time, and the whole sort of process of getting used to all the different things. And the idea is that I'm supposed to be serious as a dad, but I would joke about everything, as you saw then. I can't take anything seriously, so I've got about 4 weeks to grow up.
Wow. How's that going?
Obviously well, as you just saw.
And how's your relationship going with all this joking? Is she dealing with that quite well? With pregnancy as well? It's a lot to worry about.
Yeah, it's hard for me too, Sam, I tell you.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
No, but no, she's
really hard for the men, isn't it, pregnancy?
She's absolutely brilliant. She's a trooper, and she's seen everything that's in the show, and she's approved it most on the night she's there, at least. So, no, she's brilliant. She likes it. She's very supportive, so I'm very lucky, actually.
So any top tips for any dads to be? What have you learnt over your time?
I've learned
very quickly.
It's very, very important just to do whatever she asks at that exact moment she asks for. And then that will keep everyone happy. That's
a good rule for life, really, isn't it? Andy, tell us where and when we can come and see your show.
It's 3:00 at Espionage in Matahari Room.
Brilliant. Andy Stedman.
Thank you very much.
And now it's time to welcome our next wonderful guest. Please give a big round of applause for Bella Younger.
Hello.
Hello. Now, what is your show? Anything to do with becoming a father?
Funnily enough, not.
Tell us a little about your show this year.
So my show is basically about the wellness industry. It's like a parody. So I play a character called Deliciously Stella, and she really wants to be like a food blogger and be really healthy, but she gets everything wrong.
What are some of the things she gets wrong?
So she tries to make a gluten-free pasta alternative, but she spiralizes a chocolate bar instead of a vegetable. And she thinks that Malibu is a really good coconut water.
I mean, I love a bit of Malibu.
Yeah, who doesn't love a bit of Malibu?
So how did you get into this? Are you into food yourself?
Well, I was working in food TV, and I started an Instagram account basically parodying all the girls who were drinking green juice on Instagram. And from there, it just sort of snowballed, became absolutely massive, and I've got a book coming out now as a spin-off of that, and I now have a show as a spin-off of my Instagram.
So, because you've got quite a social media following.
Yeah.
How many Instagram followers do you have?
129,000.
Whoa, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I'm useless.
So this all started out because you worked. So did you work behind the scenes in food TV?
Yeah. I was working behind the scenes, and we were like meeting lots of these girls who were all like, "Oh, look at my avocado and eggs on toast." And I was like, "I've seen that avocado and eggs on toast like 25,000 times." And then I was like, "Right, this is ripe for parody," and it was just so easy. Just
wow.
kicked off.
Any top tips for getting Instagram followers? Is it all about the filters?
it's all about doing something that nobody else is doing, because it's so saturated with selfies. As soon as you do something a bit different, people are like, oh, hello, what's that? So you've got to find a niche, I think.
So how did you get into comedy? Was it through this parody, or were you doing it already?
So I kind of decided that I wanted to challenge myself one year, and I can't do marathons because I'm really unathletic. So I booked myself an hour at the Fringe, having only ever done 5 minutes of comedy before.
Wow.
And within 6 months, I managed to make myself a comedian, which is now my full-time job. So it was absolutely ridiculous.
That's pretty impressive. So you've gone from 5 minutes to 55 minutes in 6 months.
Yeah.
Andy's like, respect.
I mean, it was either the stupidest or the cleverest thing I've ever done.
So now you're parodying all these bloggers. Do you ever get to meet them in real life? Do you get a bit of flack from them?
I've met loads of them. They're all really nice. They all think it's really funny because it's so silly that it can't possibly be mean. So they're all like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do a video of myself going into McDonald's, and then be like, prank. Like, don't steal my jokes.
Stick to your own thing. So how's the Fringe been for you as your first 6 months of comedy?
This is actually my second Fringe. I did the 6-month thing last year. So it's actually been a lot easier. I'm not flyering this year, which is really nice. I think that's the bit that sort of kills you. So it's been really fun. I've seen loads of shows. My show's been going really well. I mean, I'm quite tired and a tiny bit jaded. But last show tonight, woo.
Woo! Do you think you'll be back?
I think I'll be back, but maybe not for the whole run. There's been talk of doing a 2 weeks.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Slacker.
Slacker.
These social media people, they just want it all now. They can't stick out the long haul. No, it sounds like your show's going brilliantly. Where can we come and see it?
You can come and see it tonight at the Pleasance Courtyard at 7:15.
Brilliant. Bella Younger.